Yeah, well, we're on game 2 here with 10 minutes remaining. That probably means with Joe Lossett up a game. You know, sometimes I've heard Jun describe it as one of the best fair decks. You know, it punishes other fair decks because of its card advantage. Yeah. I don't know whether Miracles falls into that category, however.
Yeah,
you know,
Miracles
when they grind, who wins?
Well, Miracles, yeah, I think it's like hyper fair might be the best way to describe it. Like, it's so fair that it kind of becomes unfair. But, in this particular matchup, actually, I think Jund is favored largely because of Abrupt Decay. That's the trump, because you cannot get your hard lock going as long as Abrupt Decay is in your opponent's deck.
Yeah, well, we have a bit of a race going on here. Joe Lossett's at 10, Philip Marschall at 9. We see Philip there using Deathrite Shaman to knock a card out of Joe's graveyard, which drops him down to 10. However, it looks like 10-10. There is an Angel token from Entreat the Angels in play for Joe. Joe has no hand, just a top, and Marschall was on no hand and just a library there until Lossett wear-teared to destroy the Sylvan Library. And now this is where Miracles likes to play, where we have a pretty even board and they have a top.
Sure. Yeah, a top and an Angel. Yeah, like that Angel is definitely a relevant part of the board state here. Yeah, and oddly enough, this is kind of where Jun also likes to play. Jun very much a deck that wants to trade card for card and then just have a thing left over. Yeah,
like for Jun, it's like I have no hand, but I have this Punishing Fire. You know? So Lossett knocks Marschall down to 6. Marschall returns the favor with Deathrite Shaman. Now we untap. It is 6-all.
You mentioned Punishing Fire. Is Philip actually playing a Punishing Fire? He is. He has 3 copies and the requisite Groves of the Burnwillow. Yeah, not every Jun deck plays Punishing Fire, but the ones that do, that is a consistent source of damage that can't be interacted with easily by a Miracles deck.
And looks like a few dead cards here for Marschall. He's going to go ahead and make a replacement. The Deathrite Shaman was bounced by Venser. He's going to make another Deathrite Shaman and Dark Confidant. The last card in his hand is the Thoughtseize. When it looks like he's going to 2, that's not a particularly good card.
Nope. Yeah, against an opponent with no hand, and when you are falling to 2 life, Thoughtseize could not possibly be more dead. So Joe spinning the top as he does.
Yep, it's a swing for 6, so Marshall's going to have to throw something in front of Venser. That's going to be another Wizard, Dark Confidant, so the trade happens. Marschall drops to 2.
Yeah, no, we said goes to 2. He is at virtual 4, and in some ways virtual 6. Because of that Deathrite Shaman. Well, I said virtual, yeah.
It's virtual. He can't activate it here, so that Angel swing next turn is still lethal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So he didn't have green mana open that last turn, so couldn't gain the 4 he needed, and could not find an answer.
The Deathrite Shaman had been bounced by Venser. He actually had to recast it, so Deathrite was summoning sick there.
Yeah. Okay.
So we see Joe Lossett just on the tail end there. Another 45-minute 2-0 win. He locks up the other spot in our top 8.
Yeah, and that's good for him and actually good for us too, because that means that Joe gets to draw twice again. And that basically means that he gets to take a break.
Yeah,
a fresh Joe is a quick Joe.
He's talked about how one of the things he has to do with this deck is pace himself and pace the amount of mental effort he has to put into the rounds. This deck's very powerful, but very unforgiving and slow. So you play every round and you have to play very tight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've talked in the past about these style of decks. I can recognize that Miracles is very powerful. I would never play it. That's just not in my range.
I'm intimidated by the deck.
Yeah. The card Sensei's Divining Top, just the physical act of picking up 3 cards every turn. I would mess that up at least twice a game.
The physical act.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you'd throw
I would trip over my library, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so and just having to maintain in your head what's on top, what's where every turn. That just the sheer mental energy required to play this deck.
So with that win.